おはようございます。
おはようございます。先生。
おはようございます。
おはようござい
はい、
ます。
お
今日先生。
はようございます。
おはようございます、先生。
おはようございます。どうぞ。Seat here, 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 and there. Near the elevator, this one. I'll just wait a minute while everyone joins.はい。では、始めます。はい。立つ。はい。礼。
おはようございます、
おは
先生。
ようございます。はい。オンラインの皆さん、おはようございます。どうぞ。
おはようございます、先生。
はい。おはようございます。はい。今日は何月何日ですか？今日は5月26日ですね。はい。今日は5月26日です。何曜日ですか？はい。今日は日曜日です。明日は何日ですか？何日ですか？20？はい。まあ、27日 or 27日。We can say both. 明日は27日です。何曜日ですか？明日は月曜日ですね。はい。月曜日。マンデー。はい。30日。5月の30日は何曜日ですか？ 5 月30日は何曜日ですか？はい。Thursday is 木曜日ですね。木曜日です。はい。Great. Good. I'll be doing this now and then in class. はい。では今日はレッスン6。ね、Lesson 6 will be continuing. Yesterday we covered most of the important kanji. Today there's just a couple of extra kanji that we'll be looking at. We'll start with that and then we will proceed into the grammar part. Hi, everybody online. I hope the PPT is visible.
Hi.
Great. So we're going to start with a couple of kanji. They're both very similar looking kanji. So this is where kanji start getting a little challenging. As you know, in this lesson, we're going to be learning adjectives. So this kanji is also associated with an adjective. I would like for you to first read it. Sorry, I didn't enable that. Read it. Kunyomi. Kunyomi. Sorry, 1 second. Yes. This kanji. Can you please read the kunyomi of this kanji?
Son,
漢字ですね。
が、
近い。ね、近い。近い it's ending with E. ね It's a type of adjective and it means near or close by. Distance is short, right? Between you and that thing. It's close to you. It's near you. Yes? Physically positioned near you. Shikai. You can also use it for time, right? In the near future. They say it like that, right? So chikai is one of the meanings. What about the other reading, the onyomi? Hi. We read it as? Kin. What's another kanji that we learned with kin reading? The meaning? For Friday, right? Kinyobi. What did that kin mean? Gold, right? Gold. So these are obviously two completely different, unrelated sounds, right? It's the same kin, but when it's this kanji, it means something different. When it's that kanji, it means something different. This is the purpose of kanji. It makes it a little clearer. When you're reading Japanese, it will be clearer. So this kin and chikai, basically they mean near or recent. Both are the same meaning, right? Even recent is nearby in terms of time, right? In the near past, right? Recently. So kin also has that meaning. An example of a word that uses kin, I'm sorry. Hi, you can read it, dozo. Kin, jo. Kinjo. Kinjo. This jo has a kanji. It's a N4 kanji. You'll learn it in the next level. But you're using onyomi plus onyomi. Kinjo. Kinjo. So jo, actually the kanji for this, it means place. You know this word basho? Right? Basho means place. Right? It's connected to that word. So it has the meaning of place. So kinjo is nearby place. Places near to your home. In other words, your neighborhood. Watashi no kinjo. Watashi no kinjo, my neighborhood. So now coming to the actual kanji, it has two parts. This entire portion to the left and bottom is one radical. It's the road, path, or walking radical. So basically, this is supposed to look like a path that someone is walking on, this particular part of this radical. And that contributes to the meaning of most kanji where this radical appears. It has some meaning along this. For example, things that are nearby to you are walking distance, right? You can walk. A road that you can take near you will get you there. So this actually gives meaning to this kanji. This part, right? It doesn't give meaning to this particular kanji. It's just there to fill up the space, kind of. But you will see it in other kanji in the future. So I'm going to tell you what it is. It's known as the axe radical. Axe as in the tool, right? This is like the handle and this is like the blade. Maybe you can think of it that way. Here, it doesn't mean anything. Instead, what I suggest is you can think of it like a map, right, of your neighborhood. It looks like Google Maps to me. So you can look at it like that. In general, kanji of this structure, you have this outer part, which is semi-enclosure, right? It's almost wrapping around the kanji. Such things, usually, we put it at the end. We'll start with filling up the main part, the central part. So you start with this portion, move top down, and then complete this portion. Again, you're moving top down. So 1, 2, you're moving down. 3, 4, you're finishing in the bottom right corner here, right? And then 1, 2, 3. This is like a 3, a number 3. Like this little bit, and then a long stroke. 大丈夫ですか? はい、オンラインの皆さん、大丈夫ですか? Any questions?
大丈夫です。
As you can see, the next kanji has the same radical, and you're going to follow the same pattern in writing this radical. But before you come to this radical, you have to fill this inner part. The inner part here is also a radical. It's the knife So knife, axe, they're kind of similar, right? This is also like the blade of this is the handle and this is like the blade. It's kind of like katakana ka, but it doesn't cut on top, right? 1, 2, right? It's not intersecting. This is how you fill the inside and then you proceed to the outer part. Same stroke pattern. Now this kanji is also slightly similar in meaning because the radical also gives a similar meaning. What is its own yomi? Hai. Hen. Hen. And what about its kunyomi? Hai. Atta is the kunyomi, but you need to finish the word. Atari. Atari. So hen and atari both mean the same thing. They mean area or side. You can use it with kono, like kono hen, this area. Like for example, where you live, you would say, okay, this area is a very safe place. Or, oh, you live in that area, it's very far from me, right? Sono atari, ano atari, kono hen. Hen and atari can both be used in a similar way. For now, that's enough. Don't worry too much about how to use this kanji. More than you using it, you might encounter it. It's good to know about it. It's kind of an extra kanji. So in the case of atari, the ri will be written in hiragana after the kanji. In the case of hen, there will be nothing. That's how you know which reading to use. Yes, as you can see, kono is followed by the same kanji. Kono, this kanji. But in this case, you will have an extra ri afterwards. That's the differentiation. If you see the ri, you should read it as atari. If you don't see it, you can read it as hen. Now, how to remember the two kanji apart? I recommend being very, very thorough with one. And then the other one, you know, okay, by elimination, it's not that one, so it has to be this one. For now, that's the better way. So I like to use this to think of it as the map of my neighborhood. It has more lines and strokes, right? It's a map. It's a proper map of my neighborhood, places near me. You can use the word kinjo to remember it. Whereas this one is using the knife radical. Maybe I cut one side of it. It has the meaning of side. So with a knife, I cut off one side of something. You can try to remember it that way. Unfortunately, there are many such similar kanji. You have to come up with some stories to remember them. I think there's a chair here near the elevator. Hi. That's all for kanji in lesson 6. So these are the 2 extras. Please be a little careful with them. Please be sure to practice during the week. Yes, I hope everyone is thorough with lesson 4 and lesson 5 kanji so far. Daijoubu desu ka?
Daijoubu desu.
Good. That was resounding. Okay. So with this, let's go ahead and get into lesson 6 grammar. As I said, we're going to learn a bunch of new words, new adjectives today. But one general thing you have to know about adjectives before we proceed is, in Japanese, there are basically 2 categories of adjectives, right? So you can read them. That one is, I'm sorry, E adjective, and the other is na adjective. While I'm at it, I'll tell you the word for adjective in Japanese. Can you read it? This is K, right? Yes, it's elongated K, elongated yo, Keiyoshi. So,
Keiyoshi.
hi. So you have 2 categories, right? Ikeiyoshi and na keiyoshi. So they have slightly different rules in the way that you can use. So that's why we're going to draw a distinction between them. This type is a little easier to use. Ikeiyoshi are generally simpler than na keiyoshi for some reasons. Speaking of ikeiyoshi, those are the ones that you've already started learning, right? The colors, shiroi, kuroi, akai, aoi, all of those are ikeiyoshi, right? And basically, you can use adjectives in this structure for now. So until now, we were using a, wa, be, this. right? Now, something wa, something desu. We were putting noun in both places, right? Watashi wa Anuja desu. Kono kaban wa watashi no desu. This bag is mine. Kore wa something desu. Anything. Hon desu. Kore, also a noun. Hon is also a noun. We were basically using this for nouns. What we're doing is now replacing the second noun with adjectives also. So you can plug in adjectives into the same structure. Noun wa, we already did it. Kono kaban wa kuroi desu. Right? This bag is black. Right? So that's the kind of examples we've seen so far. We're going to stick with this and see if we can use some other types of sentences also as we learn a few new adjectives. Right? Now, the other way of using e-adjectives is, this also we saw very briefly. Dozo, you can read the sentence.
Kono
Hi.
ka wa
Hi.
kono ka
Kore? It's an object, right? This object near me, the speaker. Kore wa shiroi kaban desu. This is a white bag. You can put white right next to bag also. That is something you could not do with nouns. You had to add no particle, right? This is something, no something. That's how we used nouns. Watashi no hon. If I want to describe this book as belonging to me, it's watashi no hon. Between two nouns, you added no. But for adjectives, e-adjectives, you don't have to add anything. Adjective plus noun. You can directly connect them together to show that what kind of bag is it? It's a white bag. So let's see. Let's learn a few new adjectives. Let me hide this. Yes. Hi. What's the difference between these two? Yes. One is
short.
one is long and one is short. Right? The word for long, nan desu ka?
ni
Nagai. Nagai means long. What about short? Nijikai.
nijikai
Nagai, nijikai. Long and short. We use nagai and mijikai for distance. We don't use it for height. Right? So it's not vertical plane, it's only horizontal plane. Yes, it's a long road, it's a short road. You can use it for time also. It's a long movie, it's a short movie. For example, how would you describe this? You want to say, this is a long pencil. Kore wa nagai enpitsu desu. There's another way we can say. For example, A wa B desu. This pencil is long. How can you say that?
kore wa
この鉛筆は長いです。
鉛筆は
Kono enpitsu wa
nadai desu.
desu. So either you can directly say, this object is a long pencil, or this pencil is long. They mean the same thing. It's just two ways of saying the same thing. Right? Either you put the adjective right next to the noun, or you finish the sentence with the adjective. Same as in English. How about the same for the short pencil? This is a short pencil. Kore wa
Kore wa
mijikai? Mijikai?
mijikai enpitsu desu.
Yes. It's a short pencil, right? This pencil is short. Kono
Kono enpitsu wa mijikai desu.
Hi, exactly. This pencil is short, right? Great. So now you've got the hang of it. I want you to try making these sentences on your own. Kore wa nan desu ka? What is it? Hi. Yama. What do you think yama is? Mountain, right? Mountain. Now the mountain, the difference between the two mountains? Would we say long and short? Yes. One is tall. Tall wa nan desu ka? Yes. Takai. Takai and
Takai.
short.
Hikui.
Exactly. Short. Hikui. Takai, tall. Hikui, short. So if you want to describe this mountain is tall. Kono
Yama wa
takai desu. Right? Kono yama wa takai desu. Or if you want to put it together, this is a tall mountain. Kore
wa takai yama desu.
Exactly. Kono yama wa takai desu. Or kore wa takai yama desu. And the opposite, you want to say it's a short mountain.
Kore wa hikui yama desu.
It's a short mountain. Or kono yama wa hikui
desu.
Exactly. Kono yama wa hikui desu. So takai, hikui, tall versus short. Can you guess the next pair?
Heavy versus light.
Heavy versus light. Nan desu ka? Yes. Omoi. Heavy. Karui is light. So how do you describe? What do you think? Yes. Kore wa
omoi kaban desu.
Kaban. Kore wa omoi kaban desu. Or
kono kaban wa omoi desu.
Opposite?
Kore wa karui kaban desu. Kono kaban wa
karui desu.
Karui desu.
So at this point, you just have to memorize most of these words, like all vocabulary. But you can try to create some story, something that helps you get the general idea. For example, I always felt the word karui, the way a Japanese person pronounces it is very airy, right? It's very airy and light. Karui. It's not a very hard sound. They don't say karui. It's not the ra that we have in our language, right? It's very light ra. So karui. It's very light, airy, right? And omoi, right? It's got omo. These are big. O sounds are generally big in Japanese. So I kind of draw such associations to help remember vocabulary. Now the next pair, what do you think? Yes.
Hard versus easy.
And easy. What is difficult or easy?
Mizukashi.
Right. Tesuto. The test is either difficult or easy. What's the word? Hi. Yes. Muzukashi. Muzukashi is difficult. Yes. Please note words like muzukashi and yasashi. It's got a shi and then an e following that. So it's actually an elongated sound. Yes. Muzukashi. Yasashi. We'll repeat yasashi also once. Yasashi. Some of you may have heard this word before in a different context. Do you know? Yes. Nice or kind. So that is, they're both yasashi, but one yasashi, easy, is a different kanji, very complex kanji. You won't learn it now. And the other one is a different kanji. Usually this nice or kind, we use it only to talk about people, maybe animals, pets with a lot of personality. Maybe you can use it. Obviously, you cannot use it for objects. Yasashi as in easy. You use it only to talk about task, things that you do, right? It's a very easy course. It's a very easy language and so on. So Muzukashii, yasashi. You also have another yasashi that you can use to describe people, right? For example, Mr. Raja is a nice person. How can you say it? Hi. Yes, if you want to add, you can add hito. So either you can say, Raja-san wa yasashi desu, or Raja-san wa yasashi hito desu. Hito is a bit superfluous if people know you're talking about a person, but you can say it. It's very normal to say it. Oh, he's a nice guy. We say it like that, right? You can just say he's nice, but it's very normal to say, oh, she's such a nice person. So, yasashi hito. How about a yasashi child? Hi. Konoko wa yasashii desu. A nice girl child. Yasashi onnanoko. Onnanoko. Yasashi onnanoko. So that is that yasashi. We'll come back to this yasashi now. And muzukashi. Okay? So if you want to describe a test as difficult, this is a difficult test. Hi, muzukashi testo. How do you make a sentence? Hi. We would say? Muzukashi desu. Kono testo wa muzukashi desu. Or kore wa muzukashi testo. Hi. So in this case, after kore, we never add a noun. Right? Kore is done. It's finished. It's over. Kore wa muzukashi testo desu. Or kore testo wa muzukashi desu. Yasashi. Hi. Kore wa yatta. Hi. Yatta desu ne. Hai. Yasashi testo desu. Testo desu. Yasashi desu. Hai. Nihongo wa dou desu ka? Dou is how. How is it? Nihongo wa dou desu ka? Yasashi desu ka? Muzukashi desu ka? Yasashi? Okay. Comparatively yasashi? Medium. Okay. I personally feel comparatively yasashi. It's very, it's got a lot of clear rules, unlike other languages. So I really like Japanese for that. Hi. The next pair is. What objectives? Yes. Big. Very good. We saw big and small kanji yesterday, right? Big is?
Oki.
Oki. And small is?
Chisai.
Excellent. Chisai. And this is obviously terebi. So we're going to describe this. It's a big television set. We can say? Oki. Kore wa oki. Hai. Kore wa oki terebi desu. Or kono terebi wa oki desu. So, oki again, it's size, right? You're talking about the size of something. A small note on the word terebi. So you might have already noticed this. Generally in Japanese, when we take an English word, right, like television, computer, personal computer. Now in English, we tend to abbreviate stuff. Personal computer becomes PC. But in Japanese, they take the whole thing and they trim off a portion from the end. They don't just take the first letter of two different words. They take the thing as a whole and trim off the second half. So television would be the full word. They're going to drop a few syllables and just keep terebi. Terebi. So smartphone is smartphone. Actually, full word is smartphone. It's very long. So they just say sumaho. Sumato. Sumaho.
Sumaho.
Yeah, it takes some time to get used to because they don't have this ho. Ho sound is not natural for their language. So, ho. Sumaho. Yeah. Anyway, coming back to terebi, a small television set. Hi.
これは小さいテレビです。
Hi. Chisai. As you can see, this is how the kanji, a word with a kanji, this is how it will be written. This kanji part, you need to know how to read it. What comes after the kanji is the clue to how to read it. Because the sai is there, you know it has to be chisai. You're not going to use the other readings, right? So chisai terebi desu. Another important thing for those of you who are going to take exams or tests like JLPT and stuff, they will check how much of the reading comes in the kanji and out of the kanji. Right? They ask questions like that. So there will be one where it's just chi given for this and this e will come outside. Chi, e, sai, it will be written in hiragana. So you have to prepare. Those are.
For related to JLPT, will they also ask in CJAT about kanji?
Yes, kanji questions do appear in CJAT exam also. Yes. Hi.
Like the question will be like, cards are not, how will the question will be?
Usually the question will give you the kanji and it'll ask you the reading of the kanji, or it'll give you the reading in the sentence and you have to pick the kanji part correctly, or like which part comes in the kanji, like multiple choice.
If you write the kanji as chi and if the e comes outside, whether the sentence is
It will be considered incorrect.
incorrect.
Yeah, if that part of the reading is shown outside the kanji, then that would be incorrect. Yes, so that's something to be careful about with kanji. The way to correctly read a kanji is very important. So, oki, chisai. Daijoubu desu ka? What do you think the difference is? Yeah, very good. Yes. It's a thin tree versus a thick tree, right? Now, the important thing about this is, so thick and thin, there are two sets of adjectives for this in Japanese. One set is for cylindrical shaped things, not very rigidly cylindrical, but basically three-dimensional and long like this. So trees, people, you know, these kinds of shapes, we use this. Hai, dozo. You can read it. Futori versus hosoi. Futori, hosoi. So you know the word for tree, right? What is the word for tree? Moku is onyomi. Ki is kunyomi. So a fat tree, a thick tree is hosoi ki. And a thin one is hosoi ki. Hosoi ki. All of these, as you can see, are consistently ending in E, right? These are all E adjective. Ikeyoshi basically always end with E sound. An extra E. The sound before that can also be E sometimes, like yasashi, muzukashi, there's a shi. It's an E sound. After that, at the very end, there will be one E standing by itself. That is an indicator of ikeyoshi, right? That's a characteristic. So this is a fat tree or a thick tree. How do we make the sentence?
これは太い木です。
Yes. Futori ki desu or
この木は太いです。
Exactly. How about thin tree?
これは細い木です。細い木です。
Yes. はい。これは細い木です。or この木は
この木は
細
いです。
はい。大丈夫ですか？太い？
大丈夫です。
Now you have one pair of thick and thin. You need to learn the other pair, right? The other pair of thick and thin is basically used for book, like objects, right? Boxes and books, basically, you can think of anything in that rectangular cubicle shape. Hi, dozo. We read it as atsui and usui, right? Usui. Atsui and usui. Have you heard of another atsui? Hot. Yeah, the word atsui also means hot, but of course, that's a different kanji. Right? You have two different atsui. One means hot, another means a thick book-like object. Right? So if you want to describe a thick book, a fat book, we can say? Yes. Atsui hon. If it's a thin book, usui hon. Usui hon. Generally, when you think of kind of flat-ish objects also, we use the word usui. You can also use it for things like drinks, right? If you like tea or coffee, sometimes we say it's thin, right? When it's kind of watery, when the milk content is less or zero, it'll be very thin and watery. We say thin. You can use usui for that, or for flavors, for colors, right? It's a very light color. It's very pastelish, right? That's usui. Usui iro desu. It's kind of thin. So usui is used quite broadly compared to hosoi. Hosoi is a bit more narrow in what it can be used for. So yes, this is a fat book. How can we say it?
これは熱い本です。
Atsui hon desu. Or
です。
この本は
この本は熱いです。
で、この本は熱いですか薄いですか
薄い本。
Yes. これは
こ
薄い。
れは薄い本です。
When you come to CJAT 3 or N3 level, then you'll get atsui hon. Until then, it's little usui. No problem. Another note, since I mentioned atsui also means hot, you can use it to describe the weather. For example, Chennai wa atsui desu. Chennai wa atsui desu. Mostly atsui desu. Or Chennai wa atsui if you want to describe it as a hot town or city. Oh, sorry. You say machi. Machi is town or city. So Chennai is a hot city or town. How can we say it? Chennai wa atsui machi desu. Hi. So two different atsuis. Now we just have a couple more pairs that we're going to see, but they are a little unique. They're a bit special. Like any language worth its salt, Japanese also has exceptions, right? So we're going to learn a couple of adjectives. One of them we learned the kanji for. The opposite of this, that is, we learned the word for nearby or close by. Do you remember what it was? Just saw the kanji today.
Hen.
Hen is the second kanji, the first kanji. Kin. Kin is onyomi. Kunyomi wa nan desu ka? You can check your book and tell me.
Chikai.
Yes. Chikai. Chikai means close by or nearby. The opposite of chikai is, hey, dozo. Hoi. Hoi. It also feels far when you say it. It's a very long sound. Hoi. Far. Now, the interesting thing about chikai and toi is you can use it in one way, the same as the other adjectives, but in another way, you cannot use it. So one way we use adjectives is A wa B this. Right? For example, if I want to say, that railway station is far. How do I make the sentence? That railway station. Ano? Ano eki wa toi desu. Oh, that station, it's very far. Ano eki wa toi desu. Daijoubu desu. This sentence is okay. But The other type of sentence that we were making was, we put the word adjective right next to the noun, right? Toi plus eki. Like kuroi kaban, you cannot say this toi eki. We don't usually say this in Japanese. The reason for that is, now all of the other adjectives that we use, right? Tall, short, big, small, they're basic characteristics of the object that you're describing. The tree itself is thin or fat. But a railway station itself inherently is not close or far. It depends on your location, right? It's describing not the station, but the distance between you and the station. Because of that, this usage is considered grammatically strange in Japanese. So we don't usually put toi or chikai right next to a place. We don't say toi place or chikai place. You can say the place is far, but a far away place sounds it's not naturally far away. You're the one who's far away from it. It's not going to move, right? So that's one way we don't use these two words. Now, if you really, really want to describe it as far away from me, then you have to be a little roundabout in doing it. As you can see, there's a sentence written over here. Dozo, you can try to read it.
この駅は
私の
家
はい。家から遠いです。Kara is a new particle. We will be using it extensively very soon. Hi.
What is kara?
Yeah, I'm just coming to that. Kara means from. It means from, just like in English, from my home. That railway station is far. That's what you're saying here. Kono eki, this station. Wa, watashi no ie kara. That is, from my house. Like I've mentioned before, particles in Japanese are postposition. In English, we say from my house. My house comes after from. But in Japanese, it should come before kara. From where, that where should come. Positionally, it should be before kara. So for example, from school, how do we make it? Hi. Gakko kara. Gakko kara means from school. Gakko kara watashi no ie wa toi desu. Or chikai desu. From school, my house is close. My house is far. So we can put it that way. It's another way of doing it, but we would never put it this way. Toi eki. The eki itself is not toi. Your position is relatively toi compared to that place. This is toi. The opposite of toi is? Yes. Chikai. Yes. Chikai. So just like with toi, we have the same rule here. Sorry. You can use it with the kara structure, but you will never say chikai eki. You'll never say chikai eki. You can take this as an example again of kanji. Chika is the reading of the kanji. E has to be added afterwards. So you can say, ano eki wa chikai desu. From my house, watashi no eki kara chikai desu. From my house, it's close. Watashi no eki kara toi desu. Sorry, watashi no ie kara. But we wouldn't say chikai eki. Chikai gakko. What is the near school? We won't say it like that. The school is far from me. It's near from me, to me. In English, we change to, from, and all. But in Japanese, kara works for.
What if the two places can't be changed? Like Chennai to Kanyakumari is long.
Hi.
Can we use that word for far away?
You can say it that way, right? Chennai wa Kanyakumari kara toi desu. Chennai is from Kanyakumari, far away. 大丈夫ですか? Now, lastly, we're done with ikeyoshi. We're going to look at only one nakeyoshi. The number of nakeyoshi that you learn in the beginning will be very few compared to ikeyoshi. This is also just a suggestion. Somewhere in your notebook, when you go back and review, make a separate place to list all the e adjectives and all the na adjectives separately. When you review in the future, it will be easy for you. Now the number is few. As we keep learning, it's going to grow and grow and grow. Now first, let's just come out of the kyoshi thing adjectives. Let's just read this. Dozo, please read. Hi. Yes. はじめまして。私はラザです。日本語の学生です。どうぞよろしくお願いします。これは何ですか？ What is this? 練習? Yeah, exactly. ラジャさんの自己紹介です。Yes? ラジャさんの自己紹介です。He's doing self-introduction. It's very fluent, right? He's very clear. He knows exactly what to say. He's gotten good at Japanese. That's the point of what I'm coming to. It was also a recap. Now we're coming to the example of na adjective. The na adjective we're going to learn now is hai. Oh, sorry. Yes. Dozo, please just read the word. It's elongated, right? Jozu. Jozu this. Jozu means
Skillful.
yes. Good at something, skilled at something, or to do something in a skillful way, basically. So skillful, having a talent or skill, an ability. So let's read the full sentence now. Dozo. Ashok-san desu ka? Hai. Raja-san wa Nihongo ga jouzu desu. Yes. Hai. Now, until this, it's a bit similar to what we were doing with the adjectives, right? Kono kaban wa something desu. Kuroi desu. Takai desu. Takai also means expensive, by the way. So this bag is expensive. Kono kaban wa takai desu. Kono kaban wa shiroi desu. Similarly, Raja-san something something jouzu desu. You can use jouzu to finish the sentence the same way we do for e adjectives. Until that, it's similar. But there's something special about jouzu in that it indicates a skill, an ability, right? Something someone can do. Because of that, we cannot just simply say Raja-san wa jouzu desu. Raja-san is skilled. It's a very generic statement. What is he skilled at? The sentence doesn't say. You need to add what Raja is skilled at. The target of his skill will be marked with ga in this sentence. It's a different usage of ga particle. It's marking the target of a skill. So Raja is still the topic. He's the person we're talking about. But what about him? What about him are we talking about? It's Nihongo. That is what he is skilled at. The skill can be anything. It need not be a language. It should be a noun, that's all. So for example, if you're good at cooking, the word for cooking in Japanese is ryori. Ryori. Raja-san wa ryori ga jouzu desu. As for Raja, he's talented at cooking, cuisine. Ryori also means cuisine. So cuisine is his thing. He's very good at it. Hai, dozo. Yes, I'm coming to that next. Very good question. So this is one way. In the case of jouzu, please make sure you don't just call someone jouzu. What about them is jouzu? You have to point out specifically. Now, the reason they are called na adjective will come in the next example. Dozo, please read it.
Josuna Gakse desu.
Exactly. Raja-san wa Nihongo ga jouzu na gakusei desu. Now, in the other case, E adjective case, we put the E adjective Shiroi kaban. We put it right next to the noun. We don't have to do anything. We can directly attach it. But when we want to attach a na adjective to a noun, we have to add na. This is a bit relatable to Tamil. We do that for some adjectives in Tamil also, like Suvayana something. And the na add பண்றோம் இல்லையா lastல. It's very similar to that. You're adding that na before you add a noun to it. It's like attaching these two together. It's similar to no particle. No particle is noun plus noun. Noun, no, noun. But this is only for na adjective. So na adjective plus noun, you need to bring in that na. That's why it's called na adjective, right? It cannot attach on its own. It needs this extra training wheel. Jozu na gakusei. He is a talented student. Jozu na onnanoko. A talented girl. Something. What she's talented, you have to tell before. But you can be precise. What kind of person? We will see more examples of this in the next lesson. Lesson 7 also has some na adjectives. So now we'll start easy. Just this one na adjective. Jozu na noun or jozu desu. Two ways that you can use it. Daijoubu desu ka? Hi.
Daijoubu desu.
About adjectives. So far, E adjective. Hi, dozo.
But for when we should use the na adjective?
Only when we want, when we want to use that meaning, we'll use that adjective. If you want to talk about someone being skilled, you can use jozu. But when you're using jozu, you have to be careful. This usage is generally quite common. You can stick with that when you're starting off. Then as you get more practice, when you master this, you can start practicing this. Mostly we can get by without this usage. The second usage, you can get by without using this initially. You can come to it later because it's a little more, you have to remember, right? You have to do more work. Daijoubu desu ka? Any other questions?
Daijoubu desu.
All right, so that's all for adjectives. If you have any general questions, now is a good time to ask. Otherwise, we're going to proceed to the next thing, which is completely different, totally new, nothing like you've ever seen before in any other language. And that is counter suffixes. So as I said, no plural in Japanese. When you want to count stuff in Japanese, you have to use suffixes. And it depends on what you're counting. Please read this sentence.
Hito ga san nin
Imasu.
imasu.
What do you think it means? Yes. So the there are part comes from imasu, right? There exist. There are 3 people. That's the meaning of the sentence. Hito ga 3 nin imasu. So what you're doing over here is, hito is the category. It's the broad category. It's what you're trying to count. Here I'm trying to count people. It need not just be hito. It could be a type of hito, like sensei, gakusei. Gakusei ga 3 nin imasu. There are 3 students. Sensei ga 3 nin imasu. There are 3 teachers, anything. But this is the broad category. This is the thing that will define what you add after san. You cannot just say 3, right? You've said people, you've said 3. Shouldn't it be enough? That's how it is in English. There are 3 people. But here you're adding one thing extra. That is the counter suffix. In this case, it looks very redundant because here also hito, here also hito. But in most cases, it won't be like that. It will be a very broad and random thing that you add as a counter. So we're going to see 4 counters in this lesson. We'll get a better idea as we see them. So group, whatever your group is, whoever you're counting, whatever you're counting, ga, counter suffix plus verb over here. For now, we're going to keep it simple. Either imas or arimas. There are. Now, we're only counting for now. Eventually, we can talk about 4 students are studying in the classroom. But for that, we need to learn how to talk about actions and verbs. We haven't done that yet. We'll come to it later. For now, we'll keep it simple. And let's see the counter suffixes themselves. You already got a glimpse of the first one. It is for people. Right? When you're counting human beings, you use this counter suffix. And the tricky thing about counter suffixes is pronunciation. There are some special pronunciations. Anywhere numbers are involved in Japanese, there are some special pronunciations. For example, yes. For one person, we say hitori. So actually, when you write it, it will look like the number 1 plus the hito kanji. But you have to read this as hitori. Hitori. It could also be kanji. Kanji for 1 plus hito kanji. Hitori. It's also hitori. One person, whenever you're saying one person, it means it's always hitori. Hito, it's kunyomi of ichi. Right? You'll see it in lesson 8. Hito, the read part is the reading of this kanji. It's very special. Similarly, 2 people. Futari. For some reason, Japanese saw that these 2 categories are very special. Either being on your own or being just 2 people. It's apparently very special. Yes?
Sensei, for 1 and 2, why they don't use ichi for 1 and ni for 2?
It's a really good question. I don't have an answer for that. I just think it's because these 2 categories are special. Like either being alone or being a couple. It's a special thing in most cultures. So I think maybe that's why. It has that connotation also. If you say hitori, it can also mean that you want to say you're single. You want to say that you're alone, that you're living by yourself or something. So hitori has those symbolic meanings in society as well. Same with futari, right? When you're alone with as 2 people, as a couple, it also has that meaning. So maybe just special. That's all. So hitori and futari are special. The rest are pretty straightforward. So 3 people. Sannin. 4 people.
Yonin.
And it's not yonin. It's not shinin. It's yonin. 5.
Gonin.
Gonin. 6.
Gonin.
8.
Rokunin. Rokunin.
7 is
Nananin.
8. Nananin or shichinin. Both are accepted. There's a very famous movie, Shichinin no Samurai, The 7 Samurai. Yeah, you can use it to remember. 8 is hachinin.
Chinin.
9.
Kyonin. Kyonin.
Junin. 10 people.
Junin.
Beyond 10, count like you normally count. Right? 11. What is 11? Yes. So, juichi nin. Right? 17. Exactly. Junananin or jushichinin. That's also fine. So you want to say Niju yoni. Niju yoni. Generally for yo, it's going to be consistent. If you're going to use that, you're going to use it throughout in all the pronunciation. And if you want to ask, how many people? Nan nin. Nan nin desu ka? How many? Yes, how many? Nan nin desu ka? If you want to make a hotel reservation or you want to book at a restaurant. Nan nin desu ka? How many of you? Then you can say, 3 nin desu. 2人です. 9 nin desu. And so on. So this is the counter suffixes for people. We'll use it in a few minutes. We'll practice. But so far, is it okay? Hi. Basically, the reading is nin in most places. It's ri only for the first two. Yes. Hitori and futari. Now the next counter suffix, we also saw the kanji for this. What is it? Dai. We use it to count machines or vehicles. For example, what is a car? Hi. Kuruma. You want to count the number of cars. You want to count the number of bikes, the number of buses, right? Any kind of vehicle or large machines that you use, like television sets are also dai. Air conditioners, you also use dai. Right? Basically, mechanical or electronic items, which are big in size. Pretty simple and straightforward counter suffix. One. Judai. If it goes past 10, same system. Juvichidai, Junidai, and so on. The question form? Nandai. Now you can see, in the case of Hito, it felt redundant because you were using the Hito kanji to talk about Hito. It felt very simple, straightforward. But as you can see with Dai, Dai has nothing to do with cars. It has nothing to do with vehicles or machines. There's no commonality. It's random. They just picked something to represent. They need to count these things with. So, kuruma ga sandai arimasu. There are 3 cars. Well, how many cars are in the parking lot? Will I be able to fit mine in? Kuruma ga sandai arimasu. Basho wa arimasen. There's no space. There's no place. Yes? Hai. Kore wa dai. For machines and vehicles. Now the next counter is for, this is a very useful counter. It's one of the kind of generic counters. You can use it for anything that is small in size. By small, I mean if a human can comfortably lift and hold it in their hands. Not like this kind of lift, but like just this kind of lift. Yes? Nan desu ka? Kudamono? Yasai? Tamago. Tamago wa nan desu ka? Yes. Yasai wa nan desu ka? Yes, vegetables. Kudamono wa nan desu ka? Fruits. Hai. So kudamono, fruits, yasai, vegetables, tamago, a lot of grocery kind of things tend to go into this category. And the counter suffix is nan desu ka? Ko. Yes? Ko. Now, ko will feel a little tricky, but I'm going to teach you a small trick, right? When we learn double consonants, I told you that 4 sounds are associated with double consonant in Japanese. Do you remember what they are? Double consonant. When you use the small tsu, it's used mainly with 4 consonant sounds. Yes. Ha, sa, ka, and pa. I want you to remember this. When a counter suffix begins with ha and sa, ka, we don't have to worry for now. Sorry. Pa also will come back to later. But ka and sa, when they begin with these sounds, they tend to have double consonant sound for ichi, roku, hachi, and ju. Not always all of these numbers, but usually these numbers. 1 in number. How do you read it? Yes. It's not ichiko. It's ikko. Ikko. There's 1 egg. Hi. If you want to say there is or there are, we're using the verb Arimas, right? Well, it's a inanimate object, so you can use arimas. What is the category? What are we talking about? Yasai or tamago, whatever. We'll say tamago. Tamago ga ikko arimasu. Of eggs, there's one in number. Tamago ga ikko arimasu. How about two? Niko. It's not Nikko, it's just Niko. The special pronunciation is only for 1, 6, 8, and 10. Mostly, this will be a pattern. As we learn counter suffixes, we'll keep coming back to this. So, ikko, niko, 3, sanko, sanko, yonko, doko. Yes, very good. Rokko, right? Rokko. 7, nanako, 8. Hi, it's not hachiko, hakko. Again, it's not hako either, right? Hakko. Hi. Q, just kyuko. And 10. Very good. It's not juko, right? It's not juko, it's jukko. Jukko. Ikko, rokko, hakko, and jukko. Any iteration, that is, any time this number comes in the ones digit, you have to follow this pronunciation. So for 11, you will read it as? Juikko. Say for 28. Niju hakko. Niju hakko. Or for 60. Roku. Jukko. Rokujukko. Rokujukko. So it's a little tricky, you have to memorize. But you can remember this, memorize the pattern. Don't have to memorize each pronunciation. Learn the pattern. It's ichi, roku, hachi, and ju for these sounds typically that you will see double consonant. Right now, you won't see the pattern because we know only one for ko. But when we learn more counter suffixes, you will see that it's a pattern. What about how many? Nanko. Nanko. So if you want to ask, how many fruits are there? First, start by giving the category. That is kudamono. Kudamono ga nanko arimasu ka? Kudamono wa nanko arimasu ka? How many do you have? How many fruits are there? Right? And the person can answer. There are 7 fruits. Nanako arimasu. Nanako desu or nanako arimasu. Kudamono ga nanako arimasu. One last counter suffix, right? And that is for a very unique category. Thin and flat objects. What examples are given? Kami. Yes. CDs.
CD.
Yes. Shatsu.
Shatsu.
Right? And?
Sachi.
This is?
Sara. Oh, Sara.
Sara. Sara is plate. So these are just examples. Kami, paper, shirt. It's kind of flat when you fold it, right? And plates. Any clothes in general would usually fall in this category. Thin and flat objects. The counter suffixes.
Mai.
Mai is like dai, very simple. One. Ichimai. Two. Nimai. Sanmai. Yonmai. Denmai. Rokumai. Nanamai. Hachimai.
Sachima.
Jumai.
Kyumai. Jumai.
And how many? Nanmai. Nanmai.
Nanmai.
How many? So if you want to ask, how many sheets of paper are there? Nanmai.
Nanmai. Kami.
So you can start with the sentence. What you're counting? Kami wa nanmai arimasu ka? Generally follow the structure for counting, right? Whatever you're counting, start with that. Sensei wa nannin imasu ka? Teachers, how many are there? It won't translate beautifully into English, right? But this is the natural structure in Japanese. So you have to start thinking in this structure. Gakusei wa nannin imasu ka? How many students are there? Gakusei wa 32 nin imasu. There are 32 students, and so on. Hi.
Not means what? So when you are attaching not with any counter suffix, it becomes.
It means how many, yes. Of that thing. How many of that thing? It's like what numbers? Because this is a counter suffix, it has a meaning of numbers. So what number? How many? Exactly. Dewa, renshu. Shall we practice? We're going to make sentences. You have to give me the correct counter for these objects. You want to say, there are 2 people. Very good. 2 people. Futari. Futari. How do you make the first sentence?
この人は二人です。
Hito ga. Very good. Futari. Imasu. They're there. They exist. Yes. Hito ga futari imasu. There are 4 cars. Kuruma ga. Very good. Yondai. Arimasu or imasu? Very good.
Arimasu.
Yondai arimasu. Very good.
Kuruma.
Yes. Hi. You might have noticed in your textbook, there's a beautiful tabular column with these 4 counter suffixes and the pronunciation guide. Yes? On 44, I think. If there's a different page number in the new edition, let me know. Yes. Deva, next one. There are, how many? I think 10. Yes. There are 10 eggs.
Tamago ga.
Hi. Tamago ga.
Tamago ga.
Very good. The counter set.
Tamago ka. 10個あります。
卵が10個あります。はい、どうぞ。Yes. カニが
何が
6 Fantastic.
枚あります。
枚ね。Thin and flat. 紙が6枚あります。You want to ask questions. How many people are there?
何人いますか？
何人
何人いますか？So start with what you're counting. 人は何人いますか? Remember when you're asking questions, so generally when you're asking or answering questions directly, you want to use wa. 人は何人いますか? 人は3人います. But if you're just making a statement, it's not an answer to a question. You're making an announcement or something. Mostly you will use ga. Out of the context of question answer. Yes? So, 人は. You're asking the question, how many cars are there? 車は arimasu ka? Kuruma wa
Arimasu ka?
arimasu ka? How many cars are there? How many shirts are there? Hi, don't forget the ka at the end, right? Shatsu wa nanmai arimasu ka?
Shatsu wa nanmai arimasu ka?
Fantastic. How many eggs are there? Tamago wa nanko arimasu ka? CD. For CD, you can say shidi. Shidi. Shidi wa? Excellent. Again, this is mai. CD wa nanmai arimasu ka? How many CDs are there? Similar question, but the number is different. You make a statement. There are five. Very good. Kami ga roku gomai. Kami ga gomai arimasu. There are 4 shirts. Shatsu ga yonmai arimasu. There's 1 person. Hito ga imasu. Very good. Hito ga hitori imasu. Now we're counting broadly, but as I said, it need not always just be hito. It could be any type of hito that you're counting, right? There are 2 girls. How can we say it? There are 2 girls. Onna no? Yes. Futari imasu. Fantastic. Onna no ko ga futari imasu. There are 2 girls. You can replace it with anything. Sensei ga 3 nin imasu. There are 3 teachers. You want to say there are 7 students. Gakusei ga 7 nin imasu or 7 nin imasu. Both are fine, right? There are 6 shirts. Shatsu ga 6 mai arimasu. Yes, I heard all of them. My, die, ko. Everything except people I heard. It? Ko, right? Yonko arimasu. How many cars are there? Kuruma ga arimasu ka? Fantastic. Kuruma wa nandai arimasu ka? You have to count. I think it's 9. I remember it as 9. 10? 10. Hito wa or ga? 10人imasu. はい。はい。どうぞどうぞ。Sure. 人が10人います。How many sheets of paper are there? 紙は何枚ありますか? How many people are there? 人が
何人
いますか? はい。
いますか?
人は何人いますか? Now, if you actually go to a restaurant in Japan, you might not hear nannin. You'll hear a more respectful and polite version of this, which is
Nan arimasu desu ka?
Nan me
Nan arimasu desu ka? Nan me sama. Nan me sama desu ka?
nan me sama desu ka?
Nan me sama desu ka?
I will explain the may part tomorrow not tomorrow, next week when we look at lesson 7. But the sama is the more respectful version of san. So how may also means people actually, but how it means people we'll see next week. But nan me sama, because they're being very respectful, right? It's a more polite version of nan nin desu ka? Nan me sama desu ka? How many of you? Now, when you reply to this, you don't have to use me sama. To talk about yourself, you cannot do that. You can say san nin desu, go nin desu, and so on. But please don't use this for yourself. You can use it for other people. Hai, otsukare sama deshita. Any questions? Counter suffixes? Daijoubu desu ka?
Daijoubu desu.
Hai. Great. So if we're good, then I think we can dive into the lesson, the textbook material, right? Today we have time. I would like everyone to read individually for a change. So I'm going to call out members, and I would like somebody online to read one line and somebody here in class to read one line so that we all get to practice. Yes. But before we read, we'll just quickly look at the material first. Yes. Let me pull it up.
ಇಲ್ಲ.
Now, there's a little bit of stuff to look at here. Everyone online, can you see this document? Daijoubu desu ka? Is it visible online?
Daijoubu desu.
So you can come to the end of the lesson material. We'll work backwards. Yes, we'll work backwards. As you know, the kanji for every lesson is given. You can take a look. It has onyomi plus kunyomi. You can add notes here if you like. I used to do that extensively. Adjectives, the ones that we saw in class are mostly given here. Please note, there's a little hyphen given between the word and the E at the end sometimes. Please ignore the hyphen. That's just there for you to know that it's an E adjective. When you write that word, please don't use the hyphen. And of course, you have the counter suffixes, the tabular column with the pronunciation guide. What is the heading? Kazu means numbers. And not numbers as in the thing of numbers, but a count of numbers. So counting, actually it means count. Right? Hito no kazu, the number of people. We can use it like that. Hito no kazu, the number of people. The other word for numbers that we've already seen is suji, right? Suji refers to numbers themselves, like 1, 2, 3, 4. To talk about them as a category, we say suji, like alphabets, right? Suji refers to that. Kazu refers to counting numbers.
And bango refers to?
Bango is an assigned number for something, like a telephone number or your student ID number. That is bango. It's assigned for a particular purpose. Ishit, good question. Hi. So here under Hyogen, of course, you have the 4 counters that we just learned. Other than that, you have a couple of expressions. Please read them. The first one is hi. Eto. So when we speak to people, we don't speak fluently, right? We add a lot of little sounds in between when we're thinking of what to say. Like that. Eto is a Japanese version of that. When someone is thinking of what to say as an answer, they may use this. Hi, exactly like that. Hi. The next one.
Ojo
Ojo's
this.
desne.
Yes.
Ojo se desne.
Ojo desne.
Ojozu desne. Hi.
Ojozu desne.
Hi. Actually, this is the same thing. Jozu, which we saw. Jozu meaning skillful, talented, and so on. This is a way of complimenting someone. So we add the O in front out of respect. It's like, oh, you hear someone speaking really fluent Japanese. Oh, jozu desu ne. Oh, you're so skilled, aren't you? You're so talented. It's a way of complimenting someone. Oh, your English is so good, your Tamil is so good, and so on. You're so fluent. When you find it happens unexpectedly, it's a common compliment to give someone. Like a foreigner comes here and speaks perfect Tamil, it's quite shocking for us, right? Oh my God, your Tamil is so good. It's the way of responding to that. And lastly, yo. So this yo comes at the end of sentences. And it shows a lot of feeling or emphasis in the statement that someone said. So any sentence that you have learned, ending with arimasu or desu or whatever, if you add yo at the end, it becomes more emphatic. Like if somebody asks you, they walk into the classroom and they ask you, anata mo gakusei desu ka? And I'll be like, sensei desu yo. I'm the teacher, Like I'm showing a lot of stress there. It's more emphatic. It's very hard to translate this into English consistently. Usually people like to do this. They put a at the end, but it's not quite the same. Not in all situations will it mean that. Yes?
Sumimasen Sensei, how is it like hard to translate your English?
It's like you can give it a translation, but in every scenario, the same translation won't make sense. Some places it'll be okay. Some places, I don't know, it's not that convincing or satisfying. So instead of trying to translate, it's okay if you don't translate it. Just try to think of it as emphasis, like putting an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. Right? It's not, I am a teacher. Watashi wa sensei desu. Sensei desu yo, I'm a teacher. Exclamation mark. You can think of it that way. Hi. So desu yo, arimasu yo, arimasen yo. It's not there. You're saying it with a lot of stress. So somebody asks you, do you have water? Arimasu yo? Yeah, I definitely have. Here. You're saying it with a lot of gusto. So that's the difference. It's really hard to translate, but it shows a lot of feeling, emphasis. So we'll see it. There are many sentence ending particles like this, like ne, we added for confirmation. Yo, we added for conviction, stress, emphasis. So we'll see this in the conversation. Now, before we proceed, there are a few things we should see in kotoba. What is the first one in kotoba? Uchi. Uchi means the same thing as ie. Ie is more properly like talking about a house or a home, the physical structure. Uchi is home, as in the place where you reside, your home. It can be any kind of home, right? It can be an apartment, it can be a house, it can be a mansion, it can be a palace. It's still uchi. Ie is a bit restricted. It's more traditional house kind of setup. So uchi also means interior. So it has the meaning of the place where you stay in, something like that. It's a little more casual also than the word ie. Hi. Next is katakana. Annanagaru. Annanagaru. Hi. We saw this in kanji, right? Kore wa? Hi. Kono.
Kono hen.
Konohen, this area. Next one. It's one of those special katakana, right? Gindi. Gindi. It's gindi. Now this is a little hard to explain. Sound, right? Now I'll explain when we see the conversation. Yes? So we'll skip this for now. Next one.
Kokoro.
Nandeka? Place, right? Place. Tokoro. Place. Yes. After Tokoro? Madoratsu.
Madoratsu. Daigaku.
Madras University. Madorasu Daigaku. Now, after Madras University, it says something. Can you read those? Iki or
Yuki.
Yes, Iki or Yuki. They both mean the same thing. They are actually a suffix. It's given over here as a separate entry. So this is actually one full phrase. Madorasu Daigaku Yuki. Madorasu Daigaku Iki. It's one thing, but it's broken up over here. The Iki or Yuki is a suffix. For example, when you board a bus, you ask them, oh, does this go to Trichy? Right? Is this heading towards Madurai? Is it going? You add this at the end to indicate whether that place is a destination for what you've just boarded. Kono basu wa Madorasu Daigaku Yuki desu ka? Is it heading for Madras University? Is it going there? Will I be able to get down there? Is that one of the stops? Right? To ask that, we add Iki or Yuki desu at the end of the sentence, at the end of the name of that location. It need not be a building. It need not be a university. It can be any place, a city, a country, right? A small town, anything. So as you might have a guess, this lesson is going to have to do with a little bit of travel. Next is basu. Next one is big. What is it? Teryujo. It's te with elongated sound. Teryujo. Teryujo means bus stop. Sometimes they shorten it. Thank God. They say basute. Basute. That's it. Basute is bus stop. Yes? Of course, you know the next one. Suzuki, Japanese person. One. One means number. Another number. It's the word that you use to count numbers. Hi. Yes, please go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need to see a doctor or something? Do you have any condition?
Yes.
Asthma?
Yes.
Do you have your inhaler?
Fixed problem.
Oh, fits. Okay. Do you want to just go downstairs and rest? Yeah. If you need to call someone, please call someone right away. Yeah, please go ahead. Please check your phone. Yeah, you might want to call your family. Oh, please. You can take the elevator. Go to the first floor. I hope she'll be okay. Hi, sumimasen. Hi. So we were looking at goban. Ban is the number, the word that you use to count numbers. It's a counter suffix, actually. Where did I leave this? Yeah. It's a counter for numbers. So ichiban is ichiban. Number one, right? Number one. Niban, number two. So you use it to basically count the sequence of something. Like ichiban, the first, number one. Niban, second, number two. Goban, number five. Hi. Couple of words after that. Let's read this first. Nandesu ka? Hi.
For the 5 bar, is that for platform use like that?
It can be used for anything. So bus number, platform number, anything like that.
Say, you can use Nodiba.
Nodiba is a place where you board. So that's also correct. So busating is the stop itself. Nodiba is anywhere where you can board any vehicle. So it's not just bus.
So you can ask like a Nodiba also.
Yes, you can ask. Daijoubu desu. It's correct. Hi. You can use Noriba also for like trains and things like that sometimes. Any vehicle boarding point is a Noriba. Hi. Kore wa? Kyokai. Kyokai is a church. Of course, you know the next one. Jozu. Jozu na. Jozu na. It's a na adjective. When you learn na adjectives, when you write them independently as a word, get into the habit of adding this na so you remember that it's a na adjective. Yes, e adjectives are easy. They have the e at the end. These, unless you add this na, the word itself doesn't have any way of being found. So, jozu na. After that? Gakko. Gakko, school, of course. You know the next few there, e adjectives. Hi. Muzukashi. Muzukashi. Shikai. Difficult. Close by. Kazoku. Kazoku is family. When you talk about your own family, we say kazoku. Somebody else's family, we add go in front. We can say gokazoku. Suzuki-san no gokazoku. Gokazoku wa doko ni imasu ka? Where is your family? Right? Where is your family staying or residing? Of course, you know, imasu. Hi. This is mu, right? Sorry. Muko desu. Yes. Muko means on the other side. Muko. On the other side. So when you want to say, it's way on the other side. You can say, oh, muko desu. It's over there. Right? You can use it that way. It's not like achira or something like that. You're just trying to indicate that it's opposite to where you are or far away from where you are. Daijoubu desu ka? Shall we read the conversation? Hi, Vignesh-san, dozo.
But for far we can tell as toi, right? Toi.
Sorry?
Toi. We can use toi for far.
Toi. Yes. So toi is relative distance. Muko is not distance specifically, but just indicating that it's like on the other side of town, right? So for example, you're in North Chennai and you're talking about something towards the south. Rather than just saying that it's far, you would say it's on the other side of town, right? It's in the opposite direction. So muko has that meaning. Hi. Dewa, what is the title of the lesson? Hi. Basu no teryujo. Yes, teryujo, bus stop, right? So here we have our characters. They are meeting at a bus stop. The first exchange is between Suzuki-san and Baby-san. And then after that, Suzuki gets on a bus and he meets Raja-san there. And they're going to have a conversation on the bus. So that's what we're going to see. What I'd like to do now is, I would like to call out people to read. As I said, one person from in class and one person from online can do one exchange. And then we'll switch to 2 more people. That way, more people get turns to read, right? I don't want just two people reading the whole conversation. Then others don't get a chance. So I would like to do it this way. So for starters, I would like a volunteer for Suzuki-san in class. Aditi-san? Hi. Okay, you can start first, but before that, a volunteer for Devi-san from online. Yes. Online? Anybody who, if you want, you can volunteer, or I will call out names. This is the first time, so I'm going for volunteers. Eventually, I'm going to start calling out. Yes? Anyone online who wants to practice reading? Yomimasu ka? Shall I read out some names?
Hi.
Advait-san, you want to read?
Okay.
Okay, great. Hi. 1 second. I'll give you this mic. Hi. Aditi-san, you can read. Suzuki-san's line.
Okay.
Suzuki-san, Sunima-sen, Madarasu Daigaku wa doko desu ka?
Fantastic. Hi. Arigatou gozaimasu. So what is the question? Sunima-san means?
Excuse me, where is the Madras University?
Exactly. Excuse me. Madras University. Where is it? Yes, where is Madras University? Hi, Advait-san, you can read Devi-san's line.
The second line, right?
Yes, both of these you can read.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Hi. Hi. The others can try reading on their own if they like. Advait-san, did you find it?
Yeah.
Hi, dozo, please.
I forgot that.
Hi, from here.
Eto.
Hi. Advait-san, are you still not confident with hiragana? If it's taking time, then please practice and be ready next week.
Okay.
Hi. Mata raishu. Next time. Please try next time. I can see you're still reading only one character at a time. You need to read a little bit faster by this time.
Okay.
Hi. Mata raishu onegai shimasu. Next week, please. Hi. Can I have another volunteer from online?
Sensei.
Can I go?
Sorry. I got 2 names. Vignesh-san, maybe next time. Pirechuri-san, is there? I think that's somebody, that's your parents' name, is it?
Hi, Sensei.
Hi. Would you like to read? Go ahead. Vanisha-san and Vignesh-san can be next. Hi, dozo.
Asu ni ba.
Hi, asoko ni basu.
Basu ga.
Hi. Yes. Ni. Dai, right? This is dai. Counter suffix. Ni dai.
Ni dai arimasu ne.
Hi. And then?
Gowa no.
Hi. Basu again.
Dasu ga.
Hi. Hi. Mado.
Madorasu.
Hi. This is daigaku. Kanji. Ne? Daigaku. Madorasu daigaku.
Daigaku. Madorasu daigaku. Yuki desu.
Hi. Great. And what does it mean? Baby-san is saying, asoko ni basu ga 2台 arimasu ne. What does that mean?
Well, there is a bus stop. Two
There are
two
two
bus
buses there.
buses.
Yes.
Sumimasen, ma'am.
Hi.
Can I try again?
Maybe the next line. After I get someone here in class, you can try the next line. Maybe Suzuki-san's line. Is it okay?
Okay.
Hi. So, let me see. Asoko ni, over there, right? And that place is far away from both the speaker and the listener, right? They're pointing and saying, over there, basu ga 2台 arimasu ne. There are two buses, right? Basu ga 2台 arimasu. There are two buses. 5番のバスがマドラス大学行きです。What does it mean?
Bus number 5 goes to university.
Bus number 5 is heading
Goes to Madras University.
Madras University, exactly. Bus number 5 is heading to Madras University. Hi. Can I have a volunteer for Suzuki-san here in person? Hi, those are all. Oh, it's an easy line.
わかりました。ありがとうございました。
Hi, great. Hi, わかりました。ありがとうございました。What does it mean?
Understood. Thank you.
I got it, right? I got it. I understood. Thank you very much, right? Now Suzuki-san knows which bus to board. Where is he?
Basulu Nakade.
Yes. What does that mean? Inside the bus. Ne? Basu no nakade. Inside the bus. Now Suzuki-san is meeting Raja-san over here. Hi, I think I had 2 or 3 volunteers, but Advait-san, you can try this line and then I'll go back to the other volunteers. Hi, Advait-san, dozo.
Like the first one on the screen or this?
This one, the one I've underlined.
Sumi.
Hi.
Sumimasen.
Hi. Koko wa? Hi, katakana ne. Katakana is difficult. Hi. Oh, right? Hi. Madorasu. Hi. This is 2 kanji, right? We're using onyomi plus onyomi. Daigaku. Hi. Madorasu Daigaku. Hi. Desuka. Desuka. It's a question, right? So what is Suzuki-san saying? Sorry. Suzuki-san, the translation of his line. Excuse me? Yes. So he's boarded the bus, and like any restless person on a bus, wherever a stop comes, he's asking, excuse me, is this Madras University? He's in a new country. He doesn't want to miss, right? Excuse me, is this place, Koko, this place, Madras University? Hi. Next, Raja-san. Hi, can I have a volunteer? Volunteer. Yes? To practice reading? You've already got, yes. Hi, would you like to?
Ie, koko wa kyokai desu.
What does it mean?
No, this is church.
Kyokai is church. Ie no This place,
No, this place is a church.
this place is a church, right? We're not there yet, right? So next, Suzuki-san, I'd like to divide this into two different, this thing, because it's a lot of kanji. I'd like a volunteer online for the first line and somebody offline for the second line. So somebody from online, I think Vignesh-san had volunteered.
I can. Nihongo ga ojozu desu ne. Nihongo gakko. Gakko no gakusei desu ka?
Hi, fantastic. What's he saying?
You're good at Japanese.
Hi. Fantastic.
Are you a Japanese school?
Very good. Nihongo ga ojouzu desu ne. Your Japanese is so good. Nihongo gakko no gakusei desu ka? What is Nihongo gakko?
Japanese, are you a Japanese student?
Japanese language? What is gakko?
School.
Yes, a school of Japanese language. Nihongo gakko. Like Hayakawa wa Nihongo gakko desu. Right? The Japanese name is Hayakawa Nihongo gakko to Bunka Center. Bunka is culture. So Japanese language and culture center. That is the name. So Nihongo gakko, Japanese language school. No? Gakusei desu ka? Are you a student? Hi. Yes? Do you want to? I think you should excuse yourself and go home if you're not well. Did you call someone at home? Okay. Will someone pick her up? How does she go home? Can you book a cab or an auto or something?
Okay.
I think somebody should go with her.
Okay.
Yes, please. How far is her home?
Yeah.
Nearby. Do you have a vehicle? A bike?
Yes.
Yes, maybe you can take her on the bike directly. Because waiting for a cab or an auto will take time. Yes, please take your bag. Sorry. Yes. Let's try to finish. Hi. Hey, are you a student of Japanese language? Cool, right? Hi, fantastic. Hi, so someone here I would like as a volunteer for the next couple of lines. Yes? Hi. Hi. Yes, sure. Yeah?
That one, the Raja San's line.
Hi.
In that word, can you use chigaimasu?
Oh, yes, we can say that. Ie chigaimasu. Koko wa kyokai desu. That's fine. Yes. Hi. So as long as what they said is different from what the reality is, you can say chigaimasu. Hi. For Raja-san, any volunteer? Hi. Dozo.
はい、日本の先生が3人います。でも、日本語は難しいです。
日本人？
日本人。
はい、ありがとうございます。はい、日本人の先生が3人います。What does it mean?
I've been working on
3人います。
3 years.
Yes?
3 Japanese languages.
Yes. There are
3
3
Japanese
Japanese language or 日本人ですね。Japanese nationality. There are 3 people who are teachers and they are of Japanese nationality. Right? He's just trying to say, oh, in my school, there are 3 people from Japan. Right? でも、日本語は難しいです。What does that mean?
Japanese language is difficult.
But Japanese is good.
But
Yes.
Japanese.
But Japanese language is difficult. It's tough. Yes. Demo means but. You can use it in the beginning of sentences. So finish your previous sentence. When you want to give another thing in contrast, then you can use demo, right? Watashi wa Nihongo no sensei desu. Demo, watashi wa Nihongo no bakusei desu. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a student. I can also say it like that, right? Demo just shows contrast. Hi, an online volunteer. I think next two lines are both very simple. So I would like the next volunteer to read both. Vanisha-san, can you try?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, dozo.
学校はどこにありますか？
はい。
私の学校はアナンガルです。
はい。アナナガル。
アナナガルです。
です。it's in にはい。アナナガルにあります。Is it です in some texts? Do let me know if it's printed differently. Hi. Hi. Arigatou gozaimasu, Vanisha-san. Great job. So what is Suzuki-san saying? 学校はどこにありますか? Where is your school? Right? Where is your school? 私の学校はアンナナガールにあります。What does that mean?
My school is in Anna Nagar.
My school is in Anna Nagar. Now, Suzuki-san. Hi. A volunteer in person? Hi. Dozo.
Watashi no ichi mo Anna Nagaru ni arimasu.
Excellent. Great. What does it mean?
My house is in
Yes.
My house is also in
Watashi no uchi, my home, my house, mo, also is in Anna Nagar. My home is also in Anna Nagar. Hi, for Raja-san, can I have a volunteer online? Hi, online? Balamurugan-san, can you try?
Yes.
Raja-san's lines. Hi. I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you. I can see you're unmuted, but there's no audio.
Now?
Yes, now it's good.
Sohito, Sika,
So desu ka?
Sika, this.
Hi.
Musune,
Hi. Hi. You can proceed with the next line. Hi. The camera seems to have changed. Hi, Balamurugan-san?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can read the next line also.
Suzuki-san?
No, Raja-san's this line, the second line. Go.
Goka, Zoki, Ga,
Hi.
Ima, Suka.
This part?
Ne.
Hi.
That ne.
Indo ni imasu ka? Hi. What's Raja-san saying? So desu ka? Chikai desu ne. What does it mean?
I see.
So,
It's very near.
yeah, it's nearby, right? Chikai is close or nearby. そうですか。近いですね。That's close. It's the same area. ご家族はインドにいますか? What's he asking?
Is your family?
Is your family?
Excellent. Hey, is your family in India? Are they there in India? Right? Are they with you? Hi. Okay, remaining lines maybe we'll read together because they're all very short. Hi, Suzuki-san says. Hi. I, hitori desu. Meaning? Yes. No, I'm alone. Right? I'm by myself. Yes? Anushka-san? Yes. どうぞ。いいえ、一人です。I'm alone. ご家族は
どこにいますか?
Asking?
Where is your family?
Where is your family? If they're not with you, where are they? ご家族はどこにいますか? Suzuki-san says? みんな
日本にいます。
日本にいます。Everybody's in Japan, right? All his family members are in Japan. He's here by himself. What else does he say? この辺、right? この辺ははい。So this is a tricky line. He's asking, this area, what is it called? Right? Nan to you tokoro. So tokoro is place. To is a particle. And you means to say or be called. So it's like this place, what is it being called? A place of what name? It's the grammar of this I will explain again later when we learn you and to. We'll come back to that. This is a particle and this is a verb. We'll come back to it, but basically, what is this place called? What is the name of a place like this? Right? Konohen, this area. Nan to you tokoro. Place of what calling is it? Yes. Nan to you tokoro desu ka?
Gindi to tokoro desu.
Gindi You can think of this pronunciation for this as you. Toyu tokoro desu. It's a place called Gindi, right? A place called as Gindi. Actually, this to, you can think of it as the as that you saw a couple of lessons ago, like Devi-san, to onaji kaisha. Remember? Same company as Miss Devi. It's like that. So place called as Gindi. Nan to you tokoro, place called as what? Gindi to you tokoro, place called as Gindi. It's a place known as Gindi. What else does he say? Madorasu Daigaku wa Yes. Madorasu Daigaku wa zutto mukou desu yo. It's way on the other side. It's way far away. And there's yo at the end. It's showing emphasis. It's way on the other side. I'm showing a lot of feeling and emphasis when I say it. I'm not just saying, oh, it's on the other side. That's a very flat, no feeling sentence. But this has a lot of feeling. He's trying to stress how far actually the place is. We're nowhere near Madras Daigaku. Ne? We're still in Gindi. Gindi to you tokoro desu. Madras Daigaku wa zutto mukou desu yo. Way far away. So mukou on the other side. Zutto actually means always. or for a long time. But sometimes like this, it can be added to just show a bit of stress for what comes after. Like rumba, very. It's a way of saying that. Not always, but in some situations, they use it like that. It's like very on the other side. Sounds funny in English, but that's what it means. Hai. Daijoubu desu ka? Hai. Any questions? Yes? No? If you have questions, you can post them in Google Classroom. Yes? Hi.
Something said that.
Yeah, thank you. It keeps doing that. Arigatou gozaimasu. Hi. So remember for this week, please catch up on your homework. Please practice your kanji. Lesson 6, renshu and exercises. Along with lesson 5 or anything previously that you haven't finished, please make sure you catch up. Next week, we will do lesson 7. And we're starting lesson 8, which is really, really important. It will be the first lesson where we look at verbs, talking about actions, doing things, right? Like reading and writing and speaking and things like that. We haven't had sentences like that yet. So it's going to be a very important new topic that we will be starting in lesson 8. So please, as far as possible, try to make it. I know the students here who are scholarship, it's a compulsory attendance. If some emergency comes up, I mean, like if something comes up, if you can avoid it, please do try to attend. It's a very important core lesson as far as grammar is concerned. It'll be difficult. If you miss the actual class, catching up will be very difficult. So that is probably next Sunday. Saturday, we'll be looking at lesson 7, where we'll see more about na adjectives. And we'll also be reviewing a little bit of koso ado and things like that. So lesson 7 is a touch-based kind of place. Lesson 8, we're going to move forward with something completely new. Yes? Daijoubu desu ka?
Daijoubu desu, sensei.
Hai. Dewa, minasan, arigatou gozaimashita.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu, sensei.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu, sensei.
Arigatou gozaimasu, sensei.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Mata laishu.
Thank you.